I am going to now go into a little walkthrough of Employee Navigator. Um, so for folks who are either already in the process of signing up for benefits for the first time, or if you are a renewing organization, you've received some very long emails from me with a lot of instructions about how to begin the enrollment process. And sort of where I think I've left you in these emails and the saga of open enrollment is that once you send in your roster of workers who are either enrolling for the first time or renewing, I'm going to send you instructions for how to use a new system to this program called Employee Navigator. Employee Navigator is a really widely used system to manage benefits enrollment. And yeah, it's a website that we're starting to use so that people can change their enrollments, add new enrollments, change their address, um, and also check throughout the year for information about their plans, and to make changes like to your address or to if you want to add a dependent in the middle of the year because they just qualified or something like that. Um, and so I'm going to share my screen again. Like I said, Employee Navigator is a website that allows you to sign up for, review, and change your dental and vision enrollment and your personal information. Um, we're gonna do a walkthrough of like how people can enroll so that everybody can see it and so that we also have a recording for how people can walk through. But first, I just want to sort of orient folks to the documentation that we're going to be sending with the links to enroll. So like this slide is going to be distributed to you as a PDF that you can distribute to workers who need to utilize Enrolling Employee Navigator to make changes or add enrollments. And so this is available in English and in Spanish. We've included the translations of these prompts here in this sheet because they are not available in Spanish on the website. But once people gain access to the website, they can toggle between English and Spanish. And then additionally, you'll receive a PDF with this graphic, which takes people through all the steps of enrolling that they'll be able to do once they have access to Employee Navigator. Um, this is serving the same purpose as in the past. The quick onboarding form has, but this is gonna offer some more opportunities for people to be able to make changes throughout the year, um, and to have sort of a portal that they can refer back to. For this year and in general, the people who need to use Employee Navigator are the people who need to make changes to their enrollment or sign up for the first time. Um, for people who don't have changes to make, they don't have to do this right now. They can if they want to become familiar with the program, but they don't have to. So we're going to look at what it looks like to enroll, um, to sign up for and enroll in benefits using Employee Navigator. So we're going to use this example person, risk cooperator, um, and pretend they are enrolling in worker benefits for the very first time. So the information that you need to enroll are the person's name, the last four digits of either their social or their ITIN, their date of birth, and also their code, their employer code, which for everybody in the USFWC is USFWC. So we're going to click through here. So first, we're going to find Chris's account. So first name, Chris, last name, cooperator, test. Company identifier for any group that is enrolled in the worker benefits program is USFWC. The last four digits of their social or their ITIN. I'm going to go back and look at what I said. It's 0010. And their date of birth is July 7th, 1987. Then they're going to be prompted to create a username. So we'll say Chris Co-op, password, co-ops are good. Use a more secure password than that, but that's what we're going to go with right now. We're not going to put this in my personal bit warden. Okay, so now Employee Navigator is saying you can continue, log in. So we're going to use Chris, cooperator. Is this the username I gave him? Oh God. Okay, great. I did it right. So this is only going to happen the first time that someone needs to enroll or use Employee Navigator is just accepting the terms of use and the privacy policy. We're working on getting this into Spanish, but it's a lot of just information about our privacy policy and their terms of use. And so Chris, cooperator, is going to accept and continue. And at this point, you can change between English and Spanish. So I click on Spanish, Espanol, it all automatically shifts. It is an automated translation from Google. So I imagine there will probably be some funkiness, but if there's any issues that are confusing, please let us know so we can support you in navigating them. I'm going to go back to English for now. So what we're seeing is that these are some of the services. You get access to information about your worker benefits, specifically the dental and vision. You can manage open enrollment and changes to your enrollment throughout the year, and also access the documents related to the plan. So there's going to be sort of two sets of things, one onboarding and open enrollment. You're going to be prompted to do an e-signature. This is just saying that you're allowing the site to sort of accept e-signatures on your behalf, so that you don't have to submit this as a paper form in the mail. And then you have two options here. You can skip enrollment and just not do that at that time, or you can begin enrollment. So we're going to begin enrollment right now. You're going to verify some personal information, enter social security numbers and dates of birth for family members or dependents, and then select benefits. Interesting. Okay. And so we have this person, Chris Cooperator test. You can see here, there is a set of options here for legal sex, which the options offered are male and female. We're going to find out about people who have X or a non-binary gender marker on their legal documentation. But then there is also an opportunity to state a different gender identity. And for our Chris collaborator, that is female. You're going to confirm your date of birth, confirm your social or your ITIN. Throughout, the Employee Navigator refers to this number as just SSN. But for our purposes, we can use either an SSN, a social security number, or an ITIN, individual tax ID number throughout. Um, Jamie, I'm going to come to your question, or so sorry, Monica, I'm saying this at the end. Wait, two questions. And so, yes, so for each member who wants to enroll in benefits for the first time, they have to complete this form and make an account. For people who have already signed up, they are welcome to go through the system to get access to the um, like the benefit information and to confirm their enrollments, but they don't have to. It's sort of, I think some groups are going to want to recommend that people make their accounts so that everyone has this access. For other groups, that's not going to be a priority, and that's okay too. Uh, yeah, so with this form, it's going to prompt just a couple of questions as required. Personal email is going to be required. So, or actually just put my email in. And then we're going to create an address. It's not going to let me put in a fake address. So I'm going to put in the Federation's mailing address, 1315, 1315 Walnut Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1914007. Ah, oh 07. Okay. Save and continue. It's going to ask you probably to verify your address. This is going to be adding the 4-digit code at the end of the zip code that the post office just uses to be more specific. Um, if Chris Cooperator had dependents, this would be the opportunity to do so. So you're going to click the Add Dependent button. Um, and this is where you add all of the dependents information. All of the required fields are ones with stars. But today we're not going to say that Chris Cooperator has any dependents. Now, Chris Cooperator appears to be only eligible for dental insurance because their workplace sample co-op has only elected to offer dental insurance. This is an option that all of our groups have to either offer dental or vision or both. Um, and so each worker is going to see um, this dental option. Something that's important to note is that this number is going to show the full monthly premium cost for the benefit itself. Um, it might be that because your workplace is covering 50% of the benefit, that they aren't actually on the hook for $35.79 a month. They're expected to pay half of that or a quarter of that, or maybe none of that. And so we've included reminders throughout that this cost may not be accurate for what people's personal responsibility to pay is. And so we'd recommend that you or whoever the point person is at your organization for these benefits is communicating with people what they can expect to have their cost be. So people can either click select or they can click don't want this benefit. You can also open details. It includes the coverage of for um, adding dependents. So I'm going to select this, save and continue. Oh, here's vision. It's also eligible for vision. And so this is going to offer the choice between um, either iMed network or VSP network. And so I contacted my eye doctor and they like iMed. So I'm gonna pick iMed. Gonna click save and continue. Uh, Previously, we allowed for an electronic signature. So saying you have to sign this before your benefit election is complete. I'm going to click to sign, and then that person is done and fully enrolled for the first time in dental and vision insurance for 2025. Um, Now, let's say someone had wasn't sure if IMED or VSP was the right thing. Maybe they don't have an eye doctor yet, so they don't have an eye doctor to ask. They can actually go to benefits um, and get more information about these plans. You can go to the document library. There should be documents assigned to these. I will make sure that there are before this link goes out. But what there should be here is information and documents linked for each plan with details about what the benefits are, and also how to compare the vision options. And so this document library, once it is stocked with our documents, um, will be accessible to people throughout the year. People can create their accounts to log in now, but also if someone doesn't make an account because they don't have to right now, they can do this later on as well. Um, so if someone right now is like, my enrollment is totally fine. I don't want it to change at all. I don't want to deal with this employee navigator thing right now. Um, they can create an account in January or in February when they're looking for information about what their plan covers or something like that. It is the kind of thing that I think over time will make sense for everybody to have access to, but it is a new system. And so we're just trying to make it sort of flexible for people to adopt as it becomes um, needed and necessary over time. And so that is how enrollment goes um, as of this year. Um, we'll be sending out, like I said, those PDFs with the sort of step-by-step walk along instructions, as well as like an email template that you can use to send to people, prompting them to create Employee Navigator accounts and sign up if they need to. All right. Thanks everyone for following along with that. I'm wondering if anybody has any questions.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Um, so I was forwarded, the email with basically the instructions on how to enroll, by my
Sure.
executive director.
Mhm.
And I was just wondering, because it tells me to fill out the roster in the attached spreadsheet. That's a spreadsheet that was attached to the email because I didn't receive it. Okay, that's why it was.
Oh, okay. I will, if you want to email me, I'll make sure you have that roster. Um,
Okay.
yeah. And so that's a good segue though, because the roster is important for people to submit because it serves two purposes. One, it allows us to sort of prepare Employee Navigator to receive them as employees, but it also allows us to sort of double check and make sure that all of the enrollments look as expected. Um, so if someone hasn't filled out their enrollment form but should, we know that to expect them. Um, and can sort of follow up with the point person for the organization, or even with them directly to make sure that either they have the opportunity to enroll if they want to, or if they've changed their mind, that's also fine.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. I'm curious, Janelle or Jamie, if any like questions or thoughts are coming up.
This is just a silly technical question. So I downloaded the roster template, but then I uploaded it into G Suite into Sheets. So when I return it, should it be in CVS or is it okay to just like share with the Gmail?
You can just share it. Yeah.
Thanks.
The thing that we just want to be wary of with rosters is making sure that people's personal information is protected, but that's why we have the social security number and ITIN form separately so that we're not so that people have the flexibility and ease to transmit that information through Google Docs, but also so we aren't storing all of that information together in an unsecure way.
I don't have any other questions. Thanks, Maddie.
Cool. Um, yeah, so these are office hours. So I've completed the presentation-y pieces of this. I don't know. I think like if there are additional questions or even just like reiterations that people need, this also could just be an opportunity to like spend the time to do whatever the next step is in your organization's enrollment process, whether that's just like emailing me to make sure that you have all the info you need, or yeah, I don't know, whatever would feel supportive of the open enrollment process.
I guess I do have one question.
Sure.
Um, so with the vision insurance, we are selecting when folks fill out the roster, they are also selecting VSP or IMED. Is that right?
So with the roster, like the spreadsheet roster, there isn't another roster. That's the roster. They were just sort of collecting like are people enrolling in Vision or not, and then if people want to change up what their Vision network is, they can do so in Employee Navigator. Otherwise, it'll just continue as they want, as it's been, which is actually a good flag for me. I'll make sure to note that in the documentation as well.
Cool, that's helpful. Yeah, I'm like, shit, I don't even know what I have been selecting. So I'm curious if other folks in my company are clear on it or yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
note.
totally. Yeah, I think with the vision insurance, I would say like at the end of the day, um, don't stress about it. Like unless you are like die hard for your eye doctor, in which case like you're probably really on your vision needs and like on top of that kind of thing. But I think like if you're just like trying to pick between the two and they don't make any difference to you, like don't don't worry about it that much. Like they both have large networks. They both have a lot of presence in a lot of places.
Well, thanks, Maddie, and everyone else.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thanks, Janelle. Thanks, Monica and LP. Um, I think the content has kind of run its natural course, but I will definitely stick around for people's questions. Also, if you have a question that you want to ask me one-on-one, we could even like go into a breakout room. Um, we have time, but also don't need to use your valuable hour. Um, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, and Kara, thanks for coming too. Didn't shout you out.
Thanks.